Hey guys, NCS Fan 001 here, welcoming you to another one of those weekly trophy list updates. Today's date is Monday, June 8th, 2020. So this will have covered the week of June 1st through June 7th. This was a very productive week overall. I worked on quite a few games, as you can see, multiple platinum trophies, some other trophies earned along the way. But first and foremost, there's two things I need to bring up. First off, Fallout 76. I would estimate around 80, somewhere between 80 and 90% of the way through Neighborly for the settlers. So very good chance I will have this done by the end of this week. Unfortunately, Fosnock Day has not given me any particularly great rewards. No really good like legendaries or I don't think I got any of the like rarest type of masks, so that's kind of unfortunate, but you know, soon I'll be done with it and hopefully never have to touch it again, even though I still think it's going to get more DLC trophies when the Brotherhood returns later in this year. The second thing I wanted to bring up real quick is not trophy related, but it is to do with streaming and my capture tools. I need the advice of some of you more tech-savvy viewers out there that might be able to tell me what the problem is. Because for those who don't know, the last two times I have streamed on PS4, I ran into really weird issues, like it kept saying, you know, low bandwidth and kept like not really even disconnecting, but like making the screen go really crazy. Like if you don't know what I'm talking about, go look at my Star Wars Battlefront 2 stream that I did last Thursday, and you'll see what I mean, because it happened multiple times during that when I was playing in the online. And I don't know exactly what the problem is. I'd like to know if I could figure out what the issue is with, like which piece of technology, then I could probably work on getting it fixed. But at the moment, I don't know if it's the capture card, if it's Spectrum screwing with my internet, possibly, because they don't like you uploading because that costs them more money, I think. I think that's how it works. If it's that, if it could somehow be my computer or my PS4, or if it's YouTube, I can't figure out exactly which one it is. I could see it being any of them, but I'm not sure. Now, the good thing is, while I'm continuing to test the capture card and trying to get things worked out, I'm testing it on just doing some private streams that are going for a few hours in a row to see if I can fix it doing that and test it doing that. So that's sort of how I'm testing everything for now, but until I can get everything fully resolved, I thankfully can still stream on my old capture card. The quality isn't as good, but I can still stream on the PS4 with that capture card just fine. And on the PS3, of course. So thankfully, it doesn't mean that streams are going to be stopped by any means. It just means they might be in lower quality until I can just figure out what's going on. And I mean, the weird thing was I was dropping the quality back on my modern capture card. It's an Elgato HD60S. And I was dropping the quality back on it down to where the old capture card is, and that wasn't fixing the problem when I was testing it on Saturday. But then when I was recording yesterday, just streaming privately yesterday, I didn't run into any real issues while playing both Fallout 76 and Star Wars Battlefront 2. I didn't run into the same issues, but it was private, so I don't know if it had something to do with like the people in chat or something somehow messes up the internet connection, or if it's certain online games. I just don't know what it is. It doesn't make any sense to me. If anyone has any insight on that, I would greatly appreciate any information you might be able to provide me to at least figure out which piece of technology is causing the problems. Once I can figure out which piece of technology it is, then I can obviously more easily look for a solution. So with that being said, let's get to the actual trophy content of the week. So first game I did was Noir Chronicles City of Crime. This is an Artifex Mundi game. It's been a little while since I've done one. Like most Artifex Mundi games, this one's pretty easy, though I feel like it had more hidden object puzzles than a lot of the other more modern ones, because I think this was a 2018 game. So for your hidden object puzzle trophies, they're mostly the same, 3 objects in 3 seconds, all puzzles without using a hint. Clear one in less than a minute, and this is probably the hardest one, is doing one without a mistake, which it's not too hard because as far as I know, most of the hidden object puzzles in this game are the same every time you play them, so you could just back up your save before doing one and be able to repeat it as many times as needed to get the trophy. So that's good, but I will say the guide I followed for this one wasn't quite as thorough as some of the other games. Like, it doesn't really give good solutions for some of the puzzles or show pictures of the hidden object puzzles if they are the same each time. But otherwise, it's still a pretty easy platinum. You have your typical minigame trophies, finish them all without skipping, finish one in less than a minute. That one's basically unmissable because there's a lot of really easy puzzles. Then you have to find 33 collectibles. They're like handprints and footprints and stuff like that, so just prints in general. So you just have to find all 33 of those. And then you have a bunch of story-related trophies. You do have to complete this game on Expert, but you do not have to do the bonus chapter, and you don't need 2 playthroughs, so it's a single playthrough, 2 to 4 hours per platinum, a lot of missable trophies, but as long as you follow a guide, you should be pretty much good to go, so nothing much to worry about there. Then I did Daggerhood, both the PS4 and PS Vita North American versions, still one of my least favorite Ratalaika games that I've played. I just can't get into this one. I just find it annoying. Some of the controls and stuff sometimes, or not really the controls, not really that, more the hitboxes tend to be a little bit wonky when you're like trying to avoid spikes and stuff. But the trophy list is identical each for PS4 and PS Vita. This is the North American version. Like I said, I did the European PS4 version a while back. So to get the platinum trophy, you have to kill an enemy, which is unmissable. Die once, it's pretty much unmissable. You have to complete the first 12 levels, so just complete them. That's not too bad. But then you have to get these various collectible items. You have to get 10 fairies, and fairies pop up on levels only for a short amount of time, and once you reach a certain amount of time on the level, they disappear. So you pretty much are going to have to replay a lot of these levels multiple times to get all of the trophies for them. Because there's the fairy trophy, then there's the treasure trophy. You have to find all 5 treasures on 10 different levels. And then you have to get 3 stars on 10 different levels, which is for completing the level in a certain amount of time. So you're looking at 2 to 3 playthroughs of each level, most likely, to get everything. Usually it's best to like do your first playthrough where you focus on just getting the treasures and then complete the level. And then do another playthrough to go for the stars and the fairies is probably the best way to do it. So you do only have to complete the first 12 levels. You only have to find the collectibles in 10 of them or do this stuff in 10 of them. So it's an easy platinum trophy. It takes 20 to 30 minutes, so it's really not even that time consuming once you know what you're doing. The Vita version took me 20 minutes. The PS4 version, I think, took me a little over 30 minutes. So it's not really hard, but it's just, I just don't really like this one. I don't really recommend it as much in my opinion and my experience with it. But if you like easy Ratalaika games, quick Ratalaika games, it's fine. You know, you'll get your trophies. Next up, we have Call of Duty Ghosts, PS3. I finally got my copy in for the PS3 version because you guys know that whole story. So the PS3 version is the same. The trophies are identical to the PS4 version. The nice thing is, a few of the trophies will actually sort of auto-pop if you have already done them on one version. In my case, I did them on the PS4 first, so they'll carry over to PS3, but it'll go the same way if you do it the other way around. So the trophies I've earned so far in Onslaught, both of these trophies can auto-pop. If you've already found all the intel on one version, it'll auto-pop as soon as you load up the world. If you've already done the extra XP challenge on one console, all you have to do is log into the map and destroy the first hive. You don't have to go into the multiplayer at all. So that's good. As for the other trophies, as far as I remember from when I did this game like a month or so ago, you get 3 trophies for completing the map. Obviously, you get the breeder in under 5 minutes, which is not the easiest thing in the world, but I think I've got a good group for all this stuff to where it shouldn't be too bad, people who have a lot of upgrades and stuff. 50 kills with the Venom X is just kind of annoying. It takes a while. Challenges and kill the breeder is typical. Breeder while using a relic is pretty typical. The Phantoms one is pretty easy. The Rhino one's actually pretty easy to do solo as well. As for Devastation, the weird thing about this DLC, the Intel and the extra XP pop, but this trophy also auto-pops. I don't know why. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me as to why this is the one trophy that auto-pops. But it's the one for building all the schematics, which is nice because, I mean, it saves me time that I don't have to go through the map multiple times building the different schematics. So, I mean, it saves me a little bit of time. I'm not going to complain. These trophies are both easy. The big game one is actually really easy to do solo. This one's pretty hard to miss overall. Then you have, of course, the complete all challenges and kill the Kraken with a relic and just complete the map. Mayday's the easiest of the 4 maps, so that's good, I guess. Invasion, this one is normally kind of annoying because you have to complete the map, which is fine, but you have to complete the map while using 2 relics. It's the only one that makes you do it that way. All challenges and escape, it's pretty typical. A gargoyle with a vanguard, that one's actually not too hard as long as you know that it's there, and you could probably do it solo if you really wanted. And then, of course, the intel and the extra XP already popped. The 5 cryptids with the arc attachment is really annoying because you have to do it in a single game. Now, I did hear, though, that this trophy, Well-Rounded, will actually auto-pop as well the first time you complete the map, which is awesome. So if that's true, then that means I won't have to complete this map 4 times, because that was what was so annoying about this map, is not that it's overly difficult, like it's a little harder than Mayday, but you have to complete it 4 times to get this trophy. So that's really kind of stupid. And then finally there is Nemesis, Exodus, the map. This one is probably the hardest map overall in both trophies and just everything else. So you have to complete the map, you have to do the challenges and complete the map, which can be kind of tricky this time. Complete the final battle, so complete the map with 1 relic. But you also... Oh, this one is basically unmissable. I don't think you can actually miss this one while completing the map. The final 3 ancestors in 10 seconds. This one's actually extremely easy. You just leave the ancestors alive. There's a place you can hide for it at the end. You just hide and all run to the center at the last second and hit the thing to instantly kill all 3 of them. So that one's actually very easy. This one, an ancestor with a hypno knife. This one's very easy as long as you have a hypno knife. As the trophy states, it doesn't actually do anything, but it's easy. This is probably perhaps the hardest single trophy in the game. Complete this map on hardcore with a relic active, because you get way fewer skill points on relic or on hardcore, and then you're using a relic to make it harder. This one's really easy as well. So I'm going to get to working on this week. I don't think I'm going to quite get the whole thing done this week, but I'm going to make as much progress as I can. I've got a group now, so hopefully we can at least complete a couple of the maps. I'd love to see at least 2 of the maps get finished, maybe even 3 of them. I doubt we're going to get all 4 done, especially while I'm continuing to work on Fallout 76. And I also need to start grabbing a few more easy platinums, because SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, which I'm hoping to do for platinum number 450 as the milestone, is coming out 2 weeks from tomorrow. So I now have 2 weeks to grab 8 platinums. That's not exactly saying a lot. You can do that quite easily these days. But that is just something that I want to get done with in the future and, have that set up for that. Even though I doubt it's going to get here day 1, because Amazon's been shipping a little bit slowly recently because of everything going on. And finally, I got started on Star Wars Battlefront 2. This game is definitely easier than Battlefront 1. I don't know if I'd say it's less time-consuming, but it's easier, and to my surprise, the multiplayer is actually really fun so far from what I've played of it. I've actually enjoyed most of my multiplayer time so far. A lot of the trophies in this game are tied to the single player. All of these trophies... no, that's still part of it. So everything through there is story related, so you'll earn all those trophies just by completing the game's story. I think there's like 10 or 11 missions. Then you have 4 miscellaneous trophies. I've earned 1 of them, but this one you do on the Endor level. I just missed it because I didn't know exactly what I was doing. This one's very easy to do on the prologue level, so the very first level. This one is like one of the last levels of the game, but I think there is a chapter select, so it's not a big deal. And then this one is on like an upcoming level that I haven't gotten to yet that's best to do it on. So that's all good. So those aren't really much of a problem. Now we get to the multiplayer trophies. Multiplayer milestones, that's not difficult at all. You'll easily get it while getting to level 50. Win a match in each game mode. That's what a number of the trophies are that I've earned. I've won a match in each of the 5 original game modes, including Starfighter Assault. Nothing difficult there. You have to level up to rank 50. Now, this used to be a real pain to get through, but thankfully it's been made easier because of a co-op mode. And you can earn XP much more consistently in the co-op mode, much more easily. Now, it still takes a long time, but the game does double XP every Wednesday, so every Wednesday I'm going to be grinding away at this game for sure, whenever I have the time on Wednesdays. So it's a good thing to know that they are doing that, though, that they have a double XP event on Wednesdays that I can grind XP for in the co-op mode, which is much easier. So then you have 4 class-specific trophies. You have the Vanguard trophy. This is for the Assault class, but all 4 of these trophies can be done in that co-op mode, which makes them all pretty easy. I haven't gotten any progress yet on this trophy, and as for this trophy, I'm rank 11, I think, either 11 or 12. And for this trophy, I've completed like 15 or so of the milestones. So we're making progress on all of them. Or no, I think I've completed like 13 or 14 of them, but either way, I've already boosted 40 allies with the Officer Command. That one's very easy. This one, I don't know how many I've gotten, but this one's really not difficult at all. I mean, it's a little bit of a grind, but it's easy because that weapon's pretty good. This one shouldn't be hard in the co-op, but this is for the Enforcer class. It doesn't specify. 20 kill streaks with interceptor ships. This one's actually pretty easy. Got it done already. But then you get to the real, like, kicker trophies in this game that are by far the hardest to do. You have to defeat 50 enemies with the dual proton torpedoes as a bomber class. It's grindy, but I will get that one done fully legitimate. It's not really hard, it just takes a long time. Once again, that's sort of how this game is it's easier than the first one, but I would say it probably takes longer and is more of a grind. I kind of wish that all the miscellaneous trophies for the multiplayer weren't all tied to Starfighter Assault, because that's one of my worst game modes in this one. So I really wish that they had maybe split them up a little bit better and, you know, not had this trophy in existence, defeat 25 hero ships with fighter ships, because fighter ships are kind of weak and the hero ships are extremely strong. I think there are ways to boost them, though. If you, like, go to a different nation's server or something, you can possibly do it. But I'm not entirely sure yet. I'm not going to focus on looking at boosting that yet. I want to get my level up a little bit and all first and get some of the other trophies done before I even have to consider boosting stuff. I don't really want to waste my time on that if I don't have to. You have to complete an arcade match and complete all the battle scenarios. Both of these trophies are very easy. They can both be done basically solo. 25 objectives in Starfighter Assault. I'm pretty close to finishing this. I think I've destroyed like 15 to 20 of them, so not difficult. It'll come along the way. Win a match in each game mode. I already talked about that, and there's another trophy for for winning a match in each multiplayer game mode down there. Then, let's see, 50 enemies in Heroes vs. Villains. I've killed about 20, so I'll get that one over time. Kind of surprised. I keep getting, like, screwed out of this one. I keep getting so close to getting it, but I think you can do it in the co-op mode if by some miracle or bad miracle I didn't have it done. Then you have to play as all launch heroes. You can easily do this in Heroes vs. Villains. I think there's 14 of them. So got that trophy done now that you don't have to, like, buy them with absurd numbers of credits like you did when the game came out. And then finally, you have to defeat 500 enemies as a hero in total in multiplayer. I haven't done that many yet, but it's not really all that difficult. Plus, I'm pretty sure you can do this one in co-op as well. So that's all good to know. So really, it's not that difficult of a platinum. It's just a very time-consuming, grindy one. So I don't know how often I'm going to be playing the game. If I'm going to be playing it, like, probably not every day, because I want to focus on Call of Duty Ghosts right now. Except for on Wednesdays, in which I will focus on Battlefront 2. And, of course, Fallout 76. Still got to keep grinding away at that one. Oh, and Resurrection, by the way, this DLC is literally just complete 3 story missions. It's not difficult at all. Just complete 3 story missions on any difficulty, and you get all the trophies. But I don't think you can play that until after you finish the main game story, so that's why I haven't done it yet. So, with that, let's sync on up our trophies. Like I said, lots of good progress this week. Level 74, 43%, 18,456 total trophies, 441 platinums, 2,532 golds, 4,855 silvers, 10,628 bronzes. So, plans for the upcoming week, I've already sort of discussed it, but definitely continuing the grind on Fallout 76. I should have the last trophy by the end of this week, provided the game doesn't glitch out on me and I haven't miscalculated on stuff. Should have it done by the end of this week, but can't necessarily guarantee. But most likely. Anyway, that was very specific. Call of Duty Ghosts PS3, that's going to be the main thing I'm working on this week, trying to grind through it. And then Star Wars Battlefront 2 whenever I have extra time. And then I need to make sure to grab a couple of other easy platinums during this next week or so, just to go ahead and get that number up to 449 before Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated drops in 2 weeks. Now, as for other game news, I heard that we're getting news about another Destiny DLC sometime soon, or some kind of move forward like this week. So I really hope it doesn't mean we're going to get another DLC list for that game. I don't think we will, given that Shadowkeep didn't. But you never know with Destiny. I just don't want to have to deal with any more DLC trophies. Just grind away at that stupid Triumph seal and be done with it. But yeah, that's about it. I don't know when I'm going to get started on the Division 2. I kind of want to focus on Battlefront 2 and my other online games at the moment. But I will get around to that eventually, probably within sometime during the summer. And I've revised my schedule, my planned schedule, just a little bit. But, I mean, it changes a lot. So right now, the current plan is June, Fallout 76 and COD Ghosts. Hopefully get done with both by the end of the month. July, Battlefield 3. August, Advanced Warfare PS4. September, GTA 5 and Destiny 2, continuing to grind away at those. October, Destiny 1. November and December, if I still have time during the year and have finished everything else by some miracle. Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare, Uncharted 4, and The Division 1 are all on there to start grinding away at. I know that there's easy trophies in all of them that I could get. And then in 2021, we return to Call of Duty World War II, Resident Evil 7, Call of Duty Classic, Far Cry 2, single player, Outer Worlds, Shadow of the Colossus on PS3, the remaining DLC trophies I could earn in Uncharted 3, Battlefront 2 if I haven't finished it by then, The Division 2 if I haven't finished it by then. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's really all the news to say about other random games. Although I do know that there's also going to be, 2 more DLCs for Borderlands 3. There's supposed to be at least 1 DLC for the Outer Worlds, and there's probably going to be 1 more DLC for Minecraft to get that trophy number up to whatever the maximum is, whether it's 125 or 128, because it can still afford a few more trophies. So that is the current and upcoming plans. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope someone can point out what might be wrong with my setup and or my capture card or my computer or whatever, and hopefully figure out what the problems are. Any input on that is, of course, greatly appreciated. So, thank you guys for watching the video, and I will see you this week for more videos and streams, hopefully on a pretty normal schedule.